Ganimal, what is that ridiculous thing on your head?
Well, Dirty Water John, I'll tell you. It's a hat that doesn't fit me because I have a big head.
You should try a Mammoth Premium Snapback hat. Starts 7 3/4, ends at 8 1/2. Let's try that out.
Oh, that's nice material, buddies.
And if you like how that fits you, you can check out their website at mammothheadwork.com, where there's an array of colors and styles to choose from. And if you find something you like, be sure to use promo code DIRTY10 to receive 10% off plus free shipping.
Whoa, that's excellent. That's a mammoth deal, bud.
That is a mammoth deal. All right, welcome back to another edition of Dive In Deep with the Dirty Water Boys. Dirty Water Don, and to my left...
How you doing, Ganimal here?
And today we have a guest all the way from Maine. I'm not sorry, Maryland.
Maryland.
That's just the M's that get me.
Luke McFadden.
Hi, Luke. How are you? So you're the famous crab fisherman that I've heard so much about on the interweb, the Google box.
We've been following for a while now.
Yes, John, the big guy, is a huge crab connoisseur. Loves the
Terrific,
crabs.
yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
physical ones on your body and the ones you can eat.
Oh, wow.
Likes them both.
That's a half lie, but let's go with it.
All right.
Equal opportunity lover, huh?
That's
I
it.
suppose.
Heard
That's-
that.
We were
man.
actually, before you got here, we were talking about how John is a selfish lover.
Oh.
Very selfish
Is he
lover.
now?
Yes.
Huh.
I don't know if you want to share that, but he's a very selfish lover.
Yeah, well, out of context, it might sound like I'm a weirdo, but there was a lot of context to that.
No, I don't remember any part of that conversation besides that you're a selfish lover.
Fine then.
So you're a young crab fisherman. I mean, I've never met someone of your age doing what you do and as established as you are. You have your own boat, I see.
Yep. Yeah, I think the average age of a license holder in Maryland is like 56.
Now,
or
unless you have a
58.
fantastic skin plan I don't know about. How old are you?
27.
Wow, very accomplished.
Yeah. Well, depends on who you ask, right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
To my mom, I'm the best diver in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep. I'm like,
right.
I'm your mom's favorite crabber. You know what I mean?
Whoa, my mom has a lot of favorite crabbers. What made you get into crabbing? Like, commercial fishing as a whole is a real cutthroat industry.
Yeah, it is.
It's like feast or famine.
No doubt. It is definitely cutthroat. Man, I've been trying to come up with a better, more streamlined answer for that. But honestly, like, I've just always been into the outdoors. You know what I mean? And then,
I mean, you could have been a park ranger.
yeah, that is
you
true.
get a retirement plan.
Yeah, I'm a
Good pension.
little too beating my own drum for all that kind of
Too
stuff.
many rules.
You know what
Got
I
to
mean?
be your
Work
own
for the
boss.
government or any kind of, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like to do what I like to do. You know
Fair
what I mean?
enough.
Yeah, so I grew up in Maryland, down Pasadena, you know what I mean? So there was a lot of exposure to like Chesapeake Bay and everything like that. And I've always been in the outdoors and kind of industrious, I guess.
Ooh, industrious.
Yeah, building stuff, taking stuff apart.
Sound like a tweaker.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I love taking from my neighbor's VCRs.
Selling stuff for scrap, air conditioners. No.
I don't care how much money I make in this world. Something about getting a score of copper, clean copper.
Oh, dude.
It's a blood
I
pumping.
know. You
It's like
see
striking
that
gold.
number on that ticket, and you're like, dude,
It
that
gets you the tingles.
yeah, that $67.87 is better than
Yeah, winning a lottery
when you
ticket.
get it. Yeah, exactly.
We were just talking about that. So I salvaged that piece of brass off of a Navy wreck.
Right.
And it took me like 10 hours to restore it.
Uh-huh.
And Matt is sitting back going, you can get $30 for this.
right. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's an order of dominoes right there.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like,
Just so
not bad.
It doesn't matter how, it's just that sense. I don't know. It's a weird group of people. Like you walk that fine line between drug addicts and guys who just like
Hard-working blue-collar
they're
guys.
like, oh, what is this? Number one?
Yeah.
Is this number two? Is this clean aluminum? What is this?
Right. Exactly.
Buddy, you're making $40 an hour. Leave it alone.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We had that a job in New York. We were fixing a pier, and it had triple wall, number one copper pipe that was 3 inches wide, the entire length, and it was abandoned.
Right.
It was cut on both ends.
It was a pain in the ass to get out.
And the entire job, I'm like, my foreman, I'm like, let me get that out. And he's like, you're making $211 an hour. Leave it.
right.
I'm like, I need
You just
to have
can't,
it.
though, dude.
I
You
need
just
it.
can't. It's my roots. Everybody had scrap.
We cut it out. We got it.
Dude, when I was in high school, man, I had a 1991 GMC Sonoma, short bed, 5-speed, but it was
Pussy magnet. All right.
dude.
All right.
Yeah. But I mean, it was not nice.
I didn't think it was.
No. I think it was $1,200.
Different color paint on the doors.
Yes.
Wasn't
But
yeah.
you
it was.
appreciated the hell out of it.
I love that truck. I learned to wrench on that truck. I learned all kinds of stuff on that truck. But dude, I would bring it to school because the scrapyard would close at 3, and I get out at
we know that.
I get out at 2 something, whatever it was.
You
Like
were
I
running
had
to the scrapyard.
Dude, my truck looked like freaking Sanford and Sons, like on the freaking
the
bump
same
stops. It
shit.
probably didn't have bump stops, but it was like on the frame, you know what I mean? Above the cab, strapped in, shit falling off, whatever, parked in the school parking lot. And people were like, what the heck? You know, among all the kids.
So that's a brand new
their-
alternator right there.
Right, their dads, they had these brand new, nice, big Ford trucks and this diesels and this and that and driving, whatever, this BMWs. I'm freaking Sanford and Sons in
You
there.
got people driving by going, "That's a nice haul."
But
that's like
hey,
$3 bills.
that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
dude. But hey, I was the only one on the way to go make a couple bucks
That's it.
before the
You gotta make it.
scrapyard closed,
Sure.
dude.
We had
I have
a
a hard time seeing scrap metal leaving.
I can't.
You know
I can't
what
leave
I'm
it. To
saying?
this day, I can't do it.
I'm not going to steal it.
Well,
But I mean,
you're a
if
better man than
I
am.
got it, dude, hey, it's
So
going
what's-
in a pile.
What's that line of "I won't steal it"? Just so if the business is open and it's a brand new air conditioner condenser, we're not going to take it.
It depends. I mean, did
the
you hear it
bill-
kick on?
Yeah, if it's wintertime.
It's probably fucked up anyway.
Good call. You're doing
You know
them a
what I mean?
service.
You're doing them a favor.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
saving them one service call. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Easily, yeah.
They have to pay to get rid of it.
So
Exactly.
it's a fine line of thievery
And doing people favors.
and doing a solid.
Right.
Yeah, you leave a note. Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
when we were younger, we had an F250 with a 6-inch rough country lift in it, 5-speed. Right. And I'll never forget this. We had an airplane storage tote. It was made of aluminum. Right. We had it's 8 feet tall, whatever it was.
Right.
And it was filled with car rims, like loaded, overhanging. And then we had do not enter sign. No, it was do not enter. And construction signs folded in, strapped down. Mm-hmm. And we were going to the scrapyard.
Well, you got to have something to hold it all in.
Yeah. But you don't want to have like bullshit you're not going to get a dime for.
Right,
You
right,
don't want
right.
Cardboard or wood.
Right,
You gotta hold it
exactly.
back. No, fuck that.
No,
Okay.
you're taking it
All
there
over.
and you're leaving with nothing but a ticket.
Yep, and
you
the
know what I'm
straps.
saying? Yep.
And we got pulled
exactly.
over on the way there. The cop's like,
Did a lot of questions.
Yeah.
so many questions. He's like,
Right.
number one, what are you doing?
They didn't even ask for a license registration
No.
first.
Right.
They had questions about the load first.
Yeah, they're like, what is this container? Because it said like United Airlines on it. I'm like, I have a note for it.
Right.
He's like, a note. I'm like, yeah, it was given to me from the airport. I'm allowed to have it. He's like, okay. I'm like, you want to see it? He's like, no. I'm like, all right. He goes, I want to know where you got all these car rims from. It was, dude, it must have been.
Were they aluminum or
Yeah,
steel?
aluminum. There's
Oh, yeah.
probably 100 car rims. Just loaded.
Yeah.
I was like, donations?
Depends on who's asking.
Yeah. Clearly an officer was asking.
Right.
That was a good haul. We had like $600 for that haul.
Nice.
But it was like an easy an hour stop with the cops.
Yeah. One time I was at the scrapyard and I seen a sign out of Baltimore City. It was like one of those like 3 poles and it's like, 3 signs. It makes and it said like, if you see something suspicious, report it with the phone number. And I was like, it's sort of ironic that you're seeing, a sign that says if you see something suspicious to report. That was clearly stolen, probably, and now it's at the scrapyard. But I ain't no snitch, so I left it alone. You know what I mean?
I didn't see nothing.
Hey, everybody got to
has
eat.
them that say, see something, say something.
Yeah, right.
Let's take those and scrap them.
Right. It's like, well, I mean, I see something that's probably not supposed to be here, but hey,
That'll look like it was donated.
Right.
That looks brand new, actually.
Right,
Shiny.
exactly.
I saw I was a scrapyard in Newark, and it was a brass bust of some guy, some explorer, some shit. And I'm looking at it in the pile. I'm like, there's no way that was thrown out.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to see the guy who dropped it. And I was like, he fucking stole that thing.
Yeah, this
Actually stole it.
this was pre people tearing down statues.
I was gonna say you never know now, but
And it was like a Polish explorer. It wasn't like someone
right.
did anything wrong.
Right.
Wait, it was a Polish explorer?
Yeah.
It could have been in the scrapyard for a reason.
Nah.
Okay.
But so
No genocide connected
Yeah,
to that
like
one or
that.
anything
But,
like that.
The Polish don't really do anything like that.
Right.
I'm gonna get a fact checker calling me this week. They killed 10,000 zebras.
Yeah.
So you're industrious. You worked with your hands. You had your sweet ride doing your
Yep.
scrapping, and you're like, I'm gonna be a crab fisherman.
Yeah, so my parents had a friend named CJ who was a professional crab fisherman. And so I was just like, and he'd take me like hunting and fishing and all that. Cause my parents weren't, my mom and stepdad who I lived with in Pasadena, they weren't really into the outdoors too much. My dad, my biological father, he's very into the outdoors. He got me into it, but I wanted to do it when I was at home. So CJ, kind of became like my uncle, you know what I mean?
fill in.
Right, exactly. That would take me, duck hunting and deer hunting and fishing, and then, of course, I just was like, this is awesome. He wants to go.
So
he's
was a professional
crabber.
crab fisherman.
He was a professional crab fisherman,
And I imagine he's older than 27.
Yeah, he's I don't know how old he is now.
He's old.
He acts a lot older than he is, but he's not. It's not like he's in his like 70s. He acts like he is, but he's like in his 40s
being on the
or
water
something.
that long will definitely destroy your body.
Dude, it's two
Makes you
years
salty.
to every one, man.
Yep.
That's
I think it's more than that. I think it's like 5 to 1.
dude, it's hard. It's a hard life. It can be, and it's as hard as you make it on yourself. You know what I mean?
I try to do at least the amount of work as possible.
Yeah,
Like I find myself on that.
I'm still kind of dumb.
You ever
know?
go home and close your eyes in the shower and you still feel like you're on the boat?
A little bit. I know that exact feeling. If it's a real ass kicking day out there, yeah. But most days, I don't. But it's funny because like pretty much everybody that's like their first time on the boat, whatever,
love first
they
timers.
all say the same thing.
Like
They're
baby deer.
I'm like, yeah. They're like, I'm in the shower, and it's like it feels like we're still rocking. I'm like,
I love it when apprentices that call me the next day. Or I was in the barge and didn't feel like it was moving.
Right.
I'm like, no, it was moving.
Yep.
It was fucking moving.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you. So, what's a bushel of crabs wholesale going for right now?
I knew it was coming.
I just want to see if
Matt's back there
I'm
shaking his
getting
head.
robbed at the 2 places I go to.
All right. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways. It's a very loaded
Just
question.
number ones.
You're talking.
Like your
Are you saying like your average price?
Yeah,
For
like-
the whole season. You
like
know,
on a decent day.
I would
you're
say
selling
an
for-
Now,
average-
before you answer this, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, in the back of your head, whatever number you give him,
He
is most likely going to call you and be like,
And
hey,
want
I
it
got-
for that
I got
number.
that $17 in my
Right.
pocket.
I'm not driving down
You
to
take
Maryland
PayPal?
just for a bushel of crabs.
No,
I
he
drove
ships.
to New Jersey just for a podcast
He
in the Bang
ships
bus.
all over the world.
That's true.
It's the Bang trailer. We don't
The
have a
Bang
motor.
tree. Right.
There's no motor here.
Yeah.
I can assure you I'm not going to harass you.
I can tell you haven't committed to a spot because you got the wheels on it. You know what I mean? Nothing
I-
screams commitment like a man that sells the wheels off his own trailer.
I am going to just funny you should say that. I priced out lattice to go on the bottom. Then, by the way, the lattice fucking market is ridiculous.
It's out of this world.
What the fuck? $300 to wrap this with lattice. It's
Plastic or the wood stuff?
plastic. To me, that seems crazy. That's used. Those
Yeah.
aren't new. That's
Used?
That's Facebook market prices.
Dude, don't even get me started on Facebook Marketplace. We could talk. That's a whole nother. That's a whole nother thing.
It took us 3 hours to level it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, because we had a bottle jack and
Yeah.
I think someone was drinking, and we finally got it leveled. And I was gonna pop the wheels off
Uh-huh.
because the big guy, if we just leave the tires on the ground,
Yeah.
whole thing kind of
Yeah.
Surfboard.
whole move. Yeah.
So I'll answer your question
Yeah.
first, and then the whole jacked up trailer in a precarious area reminded
It's
me
not
of
precarious.
something.
It's talking about.
No, it looks fine.
We're in
I
Bergen
can't see
County,
it
bro.
from
Very
my house.
It's industrious.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the word of the day. Industrious.
Industrious. Yeah, I would say like average. I'm talking wholesale crabbers selling to a
Wholesale-
middleman.
Yes.
Okay,
Not even to
He
selling
would
the
to a
definitely be the
middleman.
middleman in this
Right.
equation.
I'll tell you, it's typically between $180 and $240 on ones, which is a 5 3/4 and over hard crab.
All right, so 5 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that big, got it.
All right.
And it's that. How many in a bushel?
It totally depends.
On the size, yeah.
But we would say for a bushel of ones, between 4 and 6 dozen, depending on the size. Between 4 and 6
Now,
dozen.
With the way the world is nowadays, and you can't assume anything about anybody,
Yeah.
and body shaming.
Right.
Do the crabs know you're rating them like this kind of scale?
I'm really
Like
thankful.
a 1 kind of feels kind of negative here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good for us. It's probably not the best for the crabs.
So I'm just wondering. I think someone should advocate for the feelings of the crabs.
Yeah. Well, hey, believe there is actually people that do that.
Oh, I 100% believe that.
I have had I've had a lot of interaction with
Oh,
people
yeah.
that
You ever
not
deal
a
with
lot
PETA?
in person.
Did PETA ever come down on you?
They have not. But I
doing
have
something wrong.
I have right exactly. I'm not trying hard. You're not trying hard enough. That's pretty much
You
how
got
it
pissed
is.
off PETA.
Yeah. It's not hard.
My father got banned from the PETA website and the mailing list.
Yeah, he did.
He was unemployed for a minute, and he had some free time. So he wrote a bunch of emails to PETA saying, how can you condone owning a pet? It's animal slavery.
Right.
And he pushed the issue with PETA
Yeah.
because he was bored,
Right.
not because he believed it.
That's the most dangerous kind of person.
Yep, bored
Somebody
or
that's
laptop.
bored.
Yep. So $180, and we don't have a definitive number on how many are in there. Would a bushel feed you?
I've knocked off a bushel of
On a Tuesday.
mediums, which was probably like
Was it a 2?
A
close
whole
to eight-
bushel?
close to 8 dozen crabs. I knocked them off in about 3.5 hours.
There's no
Bro,
way.
we were
You-
asked
you
to
put
leave the
away
buffet.
Yeah.
8? Really?
We were asked to
Yeah.
leave the buffet. They say, okay,
When
you
it
got
comes
enough.
to crabs, I've been eating crabs since I'm 3 or 4 years old.
Uh-huh.
And I've created a way I eat them very quickly. I know how to
He
crack.
sucks the bone dry.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't use tools either. I use all my hands.
He has his tools right here.
Yeah.
And I don't like save the meat or anything. I eat as
shell,
I'm
everything.
doing it.
Right.
Not the shell.
As you should.
Yeah.
The shits must be
That's
crazy
The
the
best,
next day.
that's the best way.
That's how you gotta do it, man.
It tastes different if you like leave some meat to the side or
Yeah.
something. It's not the same to me.
Well, the thing is with crabs is that you need the sustenance from the one that you just picked because it's so much work to pick them,
Correct.
or else you'll starve trying to eat the next
100%.
one.
Now, using the claw as a tool,
Yeah.
is that considered using tools?
No, because it's still the crab.
That's just being resourceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like MacGyver when it comes to eating.
The only thing I use one of the crab points to get the apron down.
To
or
pick
the,
my teeth later.
That's it.
Right,
That's
right.
it. Because your hands are slippery, you can't get in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you imagine him at a restaurant? Here's crackers, sir. Throws them on the floor.
Right.
But
those
it
things.
was after a long week of work. I stopped down to the
When have
place.
you ever had a long week of work?
LaGuardia.
Fair enough.
And I just
got me there.
I was starving, didn't eat all day. And my wife was on a business trip for a while. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting myself crabs.
I'm gonna treat myself.
And I went down there. The guy's like, well, I'll give you a whole bushel of mediums. It was like
Usually when your
100
wife's away and you
120
treat yourself
bucks,
to crabs,
140
it's different.
bucks. And I was like, I usually get number ones because I'm a
Right.
size queen when it comes
Hold
to
on,
crabs.
what is the scaling? I don't know. I'm making
So
jokes. But I don't know.
mediums are about that.
What the fuck am I gonna do with that?
Then you get the large and extra large.
Is he
and
accurate with these
jumbo.
numbers?
So
There's a
industry
professional in studio.
standard, if you,
I
you know, a
believe.
2 would be a 5 1/4 inch to 5 3/4 inch crab would be a 2, which would be a smaller one, and then a number 1 would be a 5 3/4 inch crab, point to point and over. But that you know, if you're like a commercial guy, that's how you grade them, right? But like, you know, I'm a commercial guy, but I sell direct to the public. So I'm
Okay.
grading small, medium, large, extra large, and jumbo.
You use the term a commercial fisherman, right? And I'm not a commercial diver, but not a commercial fisherman. Who is the governing body over commercial
Well,
fishermen?
we could get back to that. We were.
Oh, you didn't get his
before.
price. They did give you the price.
No, price.
180.
We were talking about sizes of crab. And,
right,
but I had a follow up question to the sizes of.
So I'll just fuck myself. Go ahead, ask a question.
So yes, I did eat a whole bushel of crab in about I'd say it's 3 to 5 hour window.
I just picture you sitting on your couch.
No, I wasn't on
watching
the couch.
The Price is Right.
I-
Eating a bushel of
No,
crabs.
my wife was away on business for a month.
So you're in bed.
No, I was in the bedroom with the TV because we had the air conditioner on the bedroom. I didn't want to turn no lights or central air on the house.
Right.
Oh, God.
Just dragged the whole chair into the bedroom with the coffee table, and just sat in the whole room and ate all the crabs. It was fantastic. But follow up question: what's the biggest crab you've ever caught?
I think the biggest I've ever caught was like a 9 and
Size queen.
a little over a 9.5 inch crab.
Now, how do you measure? It's
Point to
claw to
point.
claw,
Point
right?
to
Point to
point.
point.
Yep, point
I've
to
seen
point.
that in the Hudson
Yeah,
all day, underneath Pier 40.
really?
Yep.
Yeah, they get big, man. They get big for sure. And the thing is, you know, I use a crab pot, so they get a certain size and they have a hard time fitting in a crab pot. You know, they can't even trap up in the funnel. So like a crab that size, usually when we catch them in a crab pot, they don't have claws, you know, and they're old.
Where'd the
So
claws go?
They get lost, bitten
fuck-
off, broken
I
off,
think
whatever.
I noticed if I lost a hand.
Yeah, well, hey, I mean,
You're
sometimes there's just
nonchalant. They get
nothing
lost.
sometimes there's nothing you can do about them. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
I mean, give him a cool name like Lefty.
Yeah,
And move
right,
on.
That's
right,
true.
right.
That's a monster crab. Though.
Can I ask my question now?
Yeah,
you
it's a
fuck?
big
Go
crab.
ahead.
He's usually not this chatty. It's a crab topic. He loves it. So, who is the governing body over commercial licensing for crabbing? And then is there like, because I make the joke a lot, there's no scuba police.
Right.
So do you have like law enforcement that check on you?
Oh yeah. State of Maryland and Department of Natural Resource.
So Department of Natural Resources.
Yep, yeah.
Is that who you pay for your license?
I guess, yeah. I guess it is who I pay.
You don't know who you pay for your
I mean, you
Is
pay
your
a year.
license real?
I go to the Department of Natural Resource and pay a yearly fee and all this kind of stuff, and you know, but you never know where that money's going.
Now,
I'd like to think, you know, I mean, I guess it goes right to
Is there a
them.
limit on how many
Yes,
you
my
catch in a
question.
day?
How many what?
Crab you can catch in an actual day or season?
Yeah,
or-
so now there is, you know, there's always been regulated limits on female crabs, but just in the last 2 years, they've imposed limits on male crabs.
Why?
Dude,
Science.
yeah, exactly.
Science.
Science. So that, you know, that's a new thing, and that's made our jobs really hard.
Now, when you're catching, you have to sex them,
Yeah.
right? And you gotta check the size, and And anything else I'm missing?
Yeah, you're checking quality. So you're checking basically, you can gauge the quality of a crab by the hardness of
by
the
the
shell.
school they went to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's
Yep.
on the
Yep.
tracks they grew up on?
Exactly.
The school of hard shells.
Yeah, it's School of
Dude, I
Hard
love
Shells.
those guys in the internet. School of Hard Knocks.
That's
Yep,
I
yep.
love
Love those guys.
T-shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
School of Hard Shell.
That's right.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Just make sure you send them a 4X when you make them.
That's right.
Yeah. It's funny. We have like our sponsorship send us T-shirts.
Uh-huh.
They have to get 4Xs.
Yeah, well, hey.
It's a lot of men.
I wish I would have let you know. I had a 3X.
He would have squeezed
I've
into
had
it.
a hard time selling.
Oh, I have been fasting lately and doing
work.
some things, so I'll get into it.
Hey.
When you're out there, you're working, you're setting your pots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a route you have to follow, or do you just wherever you feel your tingly spidey senses and you drop pots?
Yeah, I mean that's part of the draw of crabbing, right? It's
like
like
gold mining.
Well, it's kind of like hunting and fishing at the same time.
I
you
don't
know what
see
I mean?
the draw of hunting and fishing. To be honest.
Well, I mean it's
Sitting in a tree for 6 hours isn't really
yeah,
getting
hey,
going.
I was there. I was sitting in a tree this morning actually.
That explains why your tardiness.
Well, actually, I
buck
did.
walked by, I couldn't leave.
I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting in my tree stand, and I was like, oh, "We have to leave by 9 or
This
whatever it
is
was."
bullshit.
And you ask a hunter if they want to leave their tree stand for any reason. It's a no.
Dude, well, I was totally down. I was like, I haven't seen anything. Dude, for the first time in like the whole season, I seen 3 bucks all show up on my camera that was like 100 yards away from me. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I was like, for the first time. So I was like,
a 9-point buck
uh-huh.
in the North Arlington Cemetery.
Really?
Which I'm not sure how it got there, but thing's fucking massive.
Yeah,
And
I believe it, dude.
you should hunt there.
Urban deer get big, man. They get really
Now,
big.
it's like there's laws on how close you can shoot to a house, a road.
yeah.
But you bow or a rifle?
I do both, but I was archery.
And let's just say
this morning.
Maryland and New Jersey have a lot of different laws, especially
Yeah.
like suburban areas like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So you're
no
hunting
doubt.
this morning at a command. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
I feel terrible.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
So you go out there, you get the allure to go crabbing, and I'm following you on your social media platforms. But like, kudos on your following.
Appreciate it.
A lot of
Thank
people
you.
must love this content. Like, so I was talking to my wife
Yeah.
about it, and she's like, not talking shit. Which when she does that, it's
She's about
usually
to talk
about
shit.
to talk shit.
Yeah.
Not talking, a typical Italian woman from Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm not racist, but
Right.
that butt is the fucking problem.
Yeah.
So she
shit's
goes,
about to
"But
get real racist.
I don't understand. He has the following. I'm subscribers. It's crabbing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. I guarantee you, 100,000 of those followers are John in different fucking. He signs up different emails.
Right,
He wants to
right.
stay on top of it.
Yeah.
But how did you get into like the social media aspect? Because I noticed, yes, it's crabbing, and I'm a guy who works on the water. I love outdoors. I mean, I don't sit in tree stands, but I like camping. I like hiking, kayaking, all this shit, and I just.
But
don't see
also for you non-followers yet, he does a lot more things on his videos than just crabbing.
Yeah, I understand that, but
Which
the
is-
crabbing
which-
aspect it blows my mind.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Somewhere in there's a question. Cypher through the
yeah.
bullshit.
So I mean, it's not really just crabbing. It kind of started off as like
a way
just
of life.
crabbing, right?
Yeah.
But as social media goes and whatever, you kind of have to keep kind of hitting ceilings. So then you have to figure out ways to get around it. You know what I mean? And so if you want to keep growing, which is the only way to stay relevant, which is the only way to make it, do anything in social media, you kind of have to be constantly opening new doors and figuring out what
What
this
works?
and that.
Right,
Yeah, exactly,
The
and whatever
trends
else.
that week.
Right. Well, I'm not really. That's not really my kind of social media. I'm not really doing like trend stuff and whatever.
You're not gonna do dancing? In the boats?
I do not think so.
Well, you
If
should
I
just do it
do,
with a
just
crab.
know that it's a
Yeah.
ripcord.
Sure.
Yeah,
crab
have
dance.
put like some fishing lines on the
Yeah.
crab.
Right. Exactly.
I
Weekend
really
at Bernie's.
enjoyed what was it when you bought the boat?
Oh yeah.
That was an adventure.
Yeah, in Jersey. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was up in Jersey. Brought that down. So yeah, I mean, it's just kind of become like a crabbing themed, almost like lifestyle kind of page. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like my life. But I think people are interested in crabbing. Like it's just an interesting occupation. And I'm an
Yeah.
outlier in the realm.
I think your age also helps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm young in an industry dominated by older people.
Now, how does that work? Do you get a lot of shit for being the youngster, if you will, from the older guys?
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's cutthroat. So there's a pecking order. You know what I mean?
Now, how does that work? The pecking order.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's guys in every area that it's like they've been there long, they've been
This
doing
is
it
my
forever.
spot. Don't grab here.
Yeah, I mean, you can and whatever, but and I'm not. It's just
You're
got
safe
you got to
here.
know.
You can talk shit about him. Go ahead.
I'm just saying.
Do
you
you
got to
think
know. You know.
some of your crab cages that come up missing could be an act of sabotage because
Ooh,
I
of
have,
who you are?
I have a 100%.
saboteur at
I have
foot.
100% experienced that, and the social media aspect does not help because, or in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? You know, because it's a very new age thing that I'm doing with a very not new age industry. You know what I mean?
They're all kind of like secretive on where their fishing spots
So
are.
what you're saying is Russian people are watching you on your social media and
The
going
Russian
there,
bots.
yeah, and
Yes.
going there
Are
and
cutting-
taking your crab.
That's exactly what's happening.
Have you come any closer to discovering who has been taking or cutting your crablets?
I think a lot of times, you know, in the areas that I have that issue the most, I don't think that it's other commercial guys crabbing. I think it's mostly people that are fishing or something.
Ooh, haters.
And a lot of the, I think a lot of times, like, lines get stuck on anchors and people pull them up, or people pull up the buoys just to steal the pots.
Your
But-
trust in people is growing here.
Yeah.
We think
mean-
Because I
we're-
fucking hate everybody.
We're ready to Apple AirTag these things and
Well, no,
hunt them down.
I agree. I mean, I've thought of ways. It's just, dude, it's so hard to, you know, my buddy CJ had an issue with that as well. Same issue, same area, you know, and he's done stuff like that and got people, you know, the state involved. And, dude, it's just, it's so random and whatever. I
you
mean,
can't like plant something.
you'd be we have so many pots. It's
How
like,
much is a pot?
I probably have about $53 into a pot now.
Into one pot to
nowadays.
build it.
Yeah, yeah.
And how many pots do you use in a season?
It depends.
Unless you don't want to answer that because the tax man might be listening. Then I understand.
It's
I
a
have
cash
I have
business.
about a 1,400 pot rig.
Holy fuck me.
Yeah, but
I thought you'd be like, 100,
Yeah, no,
150,
I knew a big number was coming though.
Yeah.
1,400 on the boat at one time?
no, hell no.
Oh, okay, that's a big
no,
fucking boat.
No, but that's like the rig that I'll put out
Okay.
if I have a second license. You know, so I own a license, and then, you know, the past few years I've leased another fishing license so that, because, you know, I'm only allowed 900 crab pots with my license, and then if you
Okay.
lease another one and you can put it in one of your cruise names, then you can operate using two licenses.
And then your wife can get one, have some kids, they have licenses. Oh, I get
Yeah,
it.
pretty much.
All
So
right.
yeah, if I had the opportunity to buy another one, I would buy it and put it in her
All
name.
of a sudden he's adopting like 7 kids.
Yeah, right, exactly. But you know, right now it's just. Typically, I'll have about 900 pots overboard. I mean, you could say with one license, if I'm just operating under one license and whatever else. So
So you have so many pots out there. I guess.
You can afford to lose a
No,
couple.
well, coming.
That's what
coming
people
back,
think.
Yeah, coming back to people like by accidentally getting caught up in it, or fishermen out there like bullshitting, like, oh, I'm gonna check.
you put your name on it, belongs to.
yeah,
Return
then
it found.
then they would steal it. Even people, regular people, would
But
go
then
out
they
and
have a
try and
trophy.
just
I
to
have
steal
one of his
them.
pots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people were stealing my buoys,
I would
my
definitely.
hawks.
Did
and
you have a name
everything.
on it?
No, I have a number, but it's like, you know, people
Are they
just
nice like those big orange buoys?
they're not like the big orange ones.
Because I
They're-
steal those constantly.
Yeah, they're like it's like a hawk. Yeah, we call it a hawk. So it's a tall buoy that sits up with a flag on it and everything.
Oh, we see those out in the Sound, in Long Island Sound all the time. Yeah, I cut those.
yeah, right.
Constantly.
Run them over.
They're in my way.
Yep, run them
They're
over.
10 points apiece.
Yep, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So you bought this boat, by the way. Kudos again. Congratulations on the boat. You're young. You're a young kid.
Yeah,
And you seem awful accomplished. Not that age makes a difference, but how'd you feel when you bought the boat? Like, what was, that's a big trigger pull. That's a big nut, and a big responsibility, a big workload. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't in pristine condition.
Yeah.
It was a project.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just kind of the next piece of the puzzle. You know what I mean?
Taking the
like
next step forward.
Yeah, I mean, I never think like, oh, I do this, I've made it, you know, whatever. To me, it's always just like you're always trying to like figure out. You're always kind of building what is your, you know, what is your puzzle going to look like? What's the picture going to be when you're done? And then how do you get that next piece? You know, how do you build that next piece to put into your bigger
And that
puzzle?
boat was the next piece.
Yeah, you know, yeah, you get a boat, you get a
Do
truck.
you have a boat license?
Yeah, I do actually. I do actually have a. I mean, I have the one that you get from the state, you know, when you're a kid, and then I have. I do actually have a master 100-ton license
We were talking, and
that I've like never used.
we had a guest on one of our explorations, and I'm not gonna say who it is, but he flies and owns helicopters. Right, like privately owns helicopters.
Right.
And I looked at him, I was like, "So how'd you get your license?" He goes, "License." was like, for helicopters.
Right.
He goes, oh no, I just keep it low in the altitude.
Yeah.
Right,
Where
right.
we're going,
I'm like,
we don't need
what?
roads.
Right.
So now I ask everybody, I'm like, get a license for that?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that legit? Well, we had to get boat licenses for a job we did, and we found out at the time, if your birthday, a year, ended in 7, you were exempt in New York City, New York State to get a license.
Really?
57, 67, 87.
Which makes zero
No sense.
sense.
Yeah, that is very strange.
So I didn't have to get one. Being
That was one of those.
87.
That was one of those laws that they pushed through for somebody. They was trying not to. They got caught. They wasn't supposed to. You know what I mean?
Johnny boy, I didn't have a license.
Yeah,
so how do we
right.
do about this? What year were you born? 7? 77 doesn't need licenses.
Right,
Next
right.
case.
Yep,
Mr.
exactly.
Congressman, yeah.
Yeah, imagine that being your fucking favor. I need you to change the boat laws.
Yeah.
My
Right.
son got into an accident. So what's the next step? Are you gonna do a second boat?
To be honest, I would like to sell the boat that I bought in Jersey.
How much you want for it?
I would sell that boat for $30,000.
Let's get this back to Jersey.
Yeah, let's get this back. It's a lobster boat, right?
It's like a big crab boat, kind of. It's built. It's an interesting boat. It's built like the hull kind of mechanics are that of a lobster boat, but the design is that of a Chesapeake crab boat, a dead rise. But it
I
was
have
used,
no idea what that means, but it
Yeah.
sounds cool.
Yeah. So it was a boat that they used for ground fishing up in Barnegat Light and all that. Out in the ocean, but it's a little. I found it's actually a little too big for what I need.
Oh.
So I would like to get.
Usually don't hear that too often.
Yeah, right.
I do.
Yeah. I'd like to sell that boat. It'd be great to sell it. The problem is, anytime I put anything on Facebook Marketplace now, all I get is heckled from people from the internet. So
What?
just, oh my God, you're the crab guy. You know, oh, I saw this boat on YouTube. You know, a million things. Like, oh, that boat must be a complete piece of shit because you bought it. I'm like, dude,
Wow, that's
I
escalated.
bought it and took it on
That's a
an
piece of trash.
yeah. I'm like, dude, I bought it and took it on an 18-hour boat ride that I recorded the entire thing.
Did you sing?
Didn't skip a beat.
Oh,
The
you
Gilligan's
didn't, you
Island
didn't
theme song?
trailer it back.
No, he wrote it. You watch it?
I put that joker in the friggin' ocean and took it down
Yeah.
the coast,
Well,
through the sea, or down the coast, through the Jersey Canal, up the Delaware, through the C&D, and then down the bay.
No, I
I
didn't see
watched
that
the first video he posted of it, like him buying it and walking around it, and I was like, this crazy bastard. He's gonna drive it. And I was like, I would drive it.
Yeah.
And then you did. I'm like, the son of a bitch made it. Son of a fucking
Bitch
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, how was that? Did you have a license when you did that?
Oh yeah. I have a license. I would have
I
done it
would
with
have
that
a
one though.
license. No
You know
license.
what I mean?
Straight outlaw.
Yeah,
Yeah, until the Coast Guard gets you.
Fuck the Coast Guard. I said
You'll
it.
be fine. You'll be all right. Yeah, you actually don't need any kind of boating license to like run a crab boat, anything like that.
Just got to pay the state so you can get the crabs.
So you're saying there's a
Well,
chance.
yeah, I mean, so you have to, if you want to get into crabbing, which I don't necessarily
think you should. Competition
suggest
sucks.
for a lot of reasons now.
Name 17 reasons. Go.
Yeah, probably could, honestly. But you have to buy the license, the commercial license, privately, kind of like a liquor license, at least in
Oh,
Maryland.
so they only have so many of them.
There's only so many. You used to be able to buy them over the counter, and now they're worth a bunch of money.
Well, they
You know
got
what
a
I mean?
pack of cools and a fucking crabbing license.
Yeah, right, exactly. And a 900 pot TFL. And they're like, yeah, it'll be $28.
Plus tax.
Yeah, now it's like, oh, you want to buy one? Like, you have to talk some guy into selling it, probably $20,000.
So straight out of the gate, to be a crabber, you got to be a con artist.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. So you're a
Yeah, yeah.
hustler.
Pretty much.
You get your license. And then you got to get your pots.
Yeah.
Now, did the company make them and sell them? Or you make
No,
your
that's
own?
the other thing. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, if you want to get into crabbing, you probably need $250,000. You
lot
got
of
to be
money.
comfortable with blowing it all, working your ass off for... It took me like 6 years. I'm not kidding. I did it for like 5 or 6 years before I ever like made any more money than to just exist the next day.
I'm just
dude.
saying, if I had $250,000 liquid to do this, I probably would invest it and not do crabbing.
Yeah, no,
Just-
it's a
just put it
bad,
out there, guy.
terrible place to invest it. But
All right.
boats are expensive now. I mean, you know, crab pots, and it's not like you can just go to the crab pot store and buy crab pots.
So there's not
you have-
crabs pot or us.
No, you have to like find somebody to build them or build them yourself. Get
that
the
a good
material.
market?
No, terrible market.
You can't. I mean, if I opened up a crab pot dispensary,
Terrible idea.
why?
The
Everyone has their own,
well,
like,
the
corks?
material's really expensive.
Okay.
They're incredibly labor intensive to make.
Okay. I figure I'll just steal yours and then just relabel them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's my-
you could
my-
probably sell them for more at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah, right. They're worth something now.
The boat's a piece of shit, but those crab pots are
Right,
top
right,
notch.
right. Yeah. So you know, it's just that would be a terrible, terrible business move.
right.
So it would be a
So
perfect
crabbing
business.
sucks.
Yeah.
And selling crab materials sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're a disgruntled. You're
But
very
eating
disgruntled.
I'm
crab
just
is
saying.
awesome.
I'm just being honest. Go do it. I would love for there to be more people that build crab pots
That
because
fail
then it would
and then sell them to you.
right, exactly. Sell me all their stuff.
So what you're saying is everything leading up to eating the crab is bullshit.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not. Every commercial fisherman wants to cry about everything all the time, and they're
Actually,
always
you're the
like,
first one I've ever heard cry about it.
right. But it's like, it's just the reality is it's a tough industry, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to get into it, which is why people don't get into it.
That's why I'm surprised that you're in it.
I'm too dumb to quit.
Because you have, usually, what I've
it's so
seen working on the
expensive.
water, you have that old timer who's done it, and like his son, nephew,
Yeah.
whatever, kind of takes over the family business, and they get into it. And
Right.
You're just coming out of the left field, like, let's fucking do this.
yeah, pretty much.
Blazant move.
Yeah, I just kind of been hell bent on doing it, and
So you think you're doing a good job.
I thought you had like
appreciate
a
it.
cool origin story. Like I was on the beach one time and a crab bit my foot, and I'm like,
The
I'm gonna
vows
get
of never-
you.
superpowers.
I'm gonna
Right,
get you
right.
and your whole family.
Yeah,
I'm going to take
yeah.
your entire bloodline.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I noticed, the other day, you took a trip cross-country in a camper on the top of your truck.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Where did I go?
The
Trying to
Dakotas,
think.
didn't you?
Oh yeah, I didn't bring the camper to the Dakotas. No, I just went out there on a hunting trip to.
Is that a marketplace camper?
Yeah, it is.
So you're over your
That
talking
was
shit on
bad, dude.
marketplace.
That was back when marketplace, dude. That was when you could get things for like nothing. Dude.
I
That was the
loved-
wild west of marketplace,
like,
bro. You buy
right
trucks for $800
before the pandemic.
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
dude.
oh,
The marketplace was
we're
like
oh,
was
man.
gold. No problems. There was an etiquette.
Yep.
Now
Yep.
I saw fucking last week the guy posted a washer and dryer.
Uh-huh.
Right. He asking 300.
Yep.
I'm like, fucking perfect. That is my price point.
Right.
Let's do this. He goes, because of so many people interested, I'm raising the price to 450.
Yep. Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck? That should be against the rule.
Yep.
And then they're like, it's yours. All right, I'll be there at 10 a.m. Monday.
Yep.
And then 9:30 Monday, they say, oh, we sold it.
Yeah, dude. I literally last week went to go buy a boat from a guy. I was like,
Another boat? Is what you need another boat? Right?
Yep. You got to expand your empire, dude.
I just
you know
asked
what
that.
I mean?
You said no.
Well, yeah. Well, I'd like to replace this one with
No,
the one
this
I
is a
was trying
bass
to
fishing boat.
Right,
Way different.
right. Another crab boat, and I was like, all right, we talked it out, thought it was all good, and had the money. Got in the truck, told him I'd be there in 2 hours.
I saw
2
this.
minutes away, and he said,
Yeah.
yeah, I sold it. I'm like, are you?
Ain't that a
fucking
kick in the dick?
dude? I've been
But you're right. Marketplace has definitely, and the
It's just
scamming
one of
on it
those
now.
things, man. Dude, the scam.
I'm
You're either
getting
getting
the,
scammed or ripped off.
I
dude,
want
on
to
Marketplace.
let me give me your number.
Yeah.
And I'll text you. So
Yeah.
and then say, what's the code that came to your phone?
Yep.
I'm like, do people actually answer this? Get fucked.
Yep.
I had
yeah,
that last
dude.
week.
It's
I have a set of Snap-on wrenches on right now, and I've had 574 in
Yep.
the last 24 hours.
I believe
People
it.
give me codes.
Yep. Yep.
I posted them for $175. They retail for $450.
Right.
The average ones on right now are around $250, $300.
Yeah.
I'm priced to sell.
Yeah.
You take 100.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is you can't have anything too expensive and you can't have anything too cheap. If you put it up too cheap, then you get bombarded with 1,000 people asking you if it's still available. And then none of the, it's like literally 1 in 10 shows up.
But that's not their fault though, because the way it's designed, the first thing you click will ask, is it available?
Yeah, but you don't have to ask that. If you're seriously
do.
buying
I do all the
something,
time.
it's like, you know what I mean? So I get Marketplace, dude. It's too easy to use. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry can put something on Marketplace.
We need
And
a little
then you
more
have all these guys that are
labor-intensive.
putting their trucks up for, you buy a used truck is ridiculously expensive because you have all these people that don't really want to sell their trucks, but they put it up and they say, well, if somebody wants to give me $40,000 for this
For a Tacoma.
this 2002 7.3 that's rusty as hell with some freaking dumb looking 12 wides on it.
I sold two
Then I would
73s for
sell
good
it.
money.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're like, I know what I got. You know what I'm saying? So then
I
everybody,
love that. I know what I got.
And then people they have a truck and they're like, well, what is this thing worth? I have no concept of that. And they go on Marketplace. Oh, there's $40,000. You know what I mean?
Do
It's
you
just
sell
like,
any
damn
crabs
it.
on Facebook Marketplace?
No.
Okay.
It's
Let me just
In a couple
it's
weeks.
illegal.
Let me just cut the middleman out of this.
Right.
How can John get some crabs?
Yeah, right.
I'm asking crab questions.
Well, I'm telling you, I want to set up with you. Come down to do a boat hole cleaning, of course, on the house.
Right.
Come down there, clean the boat, 'cause I think you'll get more fuel economy out of it.
Right.
Plus, I want to test out a new product I have, and maybe we can have a crab boil.
Maybe do a little quarter-day crabbing, cut your own crab, and have a little boil.
Yeah, hey. As long as we don't boil them, that's fine. You steam them,
Steam
man.
'em, yeah.
Well, God, all right,
Well,
sorry.
Okay.
You don't get to this size by eating shit food.
No,
man.
no,
right.
I like them both ways.
Really?
But,
I've
he was
actually
both
never
ways
had
crab.
boiled crabs.
but I make them in this very specific way,
Uh-huh.
so people who eat them are like, holy shit.
yeah.
that.
What
I don't-
seasoning do you use?
I only buy my crabs once in a while. I usually make them always.
Right. I use JO seasoning.
Yeah,
Yep.
he does.
Yep.
I was at ShopRite recently in my life, and the woman behind the seafood counter, I asked her if she had New Harbor.
Never
Old
heard
Bay?
of it.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Old
Oh.
Bay.
Oh.
Opposite would be New Harbor.
Oh yeah.
He got the joke from me, by the
So
way.
I was sitting there, I go, I don't want this shit. It's old. You have New Harbor? She left and went to the spice aisle to find it for me. I
probably did.
I'm looking for terrible.
Also, I need some blinker fluid, too.
Right.
So what was the name of the spice? It's
JO.
J-O.
Yeah.
There's like 2 to maybe, you could argue maybe 3 major spices.
What are
in
they?
the
Let's hear 'em.
game. Well, Old Bay, that one.
New Harbor.
And I don't know the name of the other one. I don't know the name of it.
Matt,
I know there's 3, though.
can
Right.
you give me the 3 biggest spices for blue crab, please? 'Cause- thank you.
We will find it.
So I'm upset John doesn't know. So you went on a hunting trip with your Facebook camper. I saw you put it on there.
Yep.
I wanted to know if you bought off Marketplace. If
I
you
did.
don't mind me asking.
$700.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's a steal.
Yeah. It was. I mean, at the time, it was
Why
kind of what those were worth. I mean,
$700, why not?
Yeah, that right. Exactly.
I bought a rooftop tent for my truck.
Yep.
The Smitty built.
Uh-huh.
And I bought it for I think like $800 from a
Right.
woman in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
and one of my best purchases.
Really.
I've maybe used it maybe 10 times, right? But for those 10 times,
Yeah.
Amazing.
Indispensable, right?
amazing. You
Yeah.
could have charged me 3 times the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I think I want to get. I watch a lot of Overland videos on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Like 3 in the morning.
Right.
Besides the Indian guy making his huts.
Yeah.
I watch like the
With the
DIY
stick. They're
Yep.
like digging in the mud with the
I'm like,
stick.
buy a shovel.
Yeah, and then like 18 minutes later, they're like have a fountain. They'd like piped a river through
It's
bamboo
amazing.
into
Yeah.
this thing, and like holy shit.
I'm winded watching it.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm watching a lot of the Overland videos, and I want to buy a utility bed, make a trailer out of it,
Yep.
and then put a camper, like you have, on top of the utility bed.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Like a truck bed camper.
Yep. So you have the utility bed,
Mm-hmm.
which you could get for like $400 or $500
Yep.
on Marketplace.
Yep.
Right. You make your chassis, you drop it on a Harbor Freight piece of shit, already titled
Right.
trailer. You buy the independent suspension. Right. Following me, and
Yep.
then you put a camper shell on top of that.
I
And
think
then,
it
now
could
you have
work.
an Overland trailer. My price point probably around $1,400.
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
Probably maybe lose a
Not
finger.
bad. Not bad. You'd be all
Not
right.
bad. But then make that, and then
Yeah.
just destroy it.
Yeah, that's kind of been my. I like with that thing. I'm like, man, I paid $700 for it. I've had tons of money worth of fun in that thing. 10 grand worth of fun in that trailer. You
For
know what I mean?
$700.
Dude, it's awesome. And it's like, it's just kind of interesting. I just like, you know what I mean? You don't
How's
see
the
those very
taking
often.
it on and off?
Pain in the ass.
I would imagine.
Total pain in the ass.
Now, a man of your caliber couldn't make like a nice
I did,
little-
yeah.
All right.
I had to build all new. I built like jack extensions and a thing to set it on, and the whole. I've
I
built
would do
all
like an
that kind of
A-frame.
stuff.
Like an A-frame set where
Yeah.
you drive it and then have like a Harbor Freight winch on it.
Yeah, I mean, I used, I have used gantries to get it out of the truck before, but I don't have any at my house. So this is just like
Well,
I
maybe
built
that's the
these
next
like
thing you go on Marketplace.
Exactly. Yep.
Gantries.
Yep.
3 in the morning looking at gantries. Is it
Yep.
available?
Right.
If the post is up, it's still available.
Yep.
I love that guy.
I know what I have.
I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah.
I know. You should get that T-shirt.
Yep, I know what I got.
have.
I know what I got.
5-inch crabs. I know what I have.
That's right.
So, do you have any more trips planned for that?
I'm gonna go up deer hunting this next week, actually, in that thing. I
How
think.
far?
Like northwest Pennsylvania, up towards Pittsburgh.
Is that
Kinda
far?
way.
I don't know.
It's like 6 hours.
Fuck me.
6 hours
For a
or so.
hobby?
Well, my dad lives up
It's a
there.
lifestyle.
So,
Fair enough.
It's a
yep. So I'm going up
lifestyle.
there to.
So, do you tell him you drove the 6 hours solely to see him, or you're like, I'm here to hunt. You're a second.
Well, we
you're a
just
second
kind of.
act.
It's kind of what we do together. You know what I mean? So it's cool. Go up for Thanksgiving, hang out with him.
So I'd
Go
tell
deer
him
hunting
you're there
stuff.
second place.
Right.
Keep him humble,
Yeah. If I
Don't
shoot
talk
one
about
on the
him.
first day, I'm out. You know what I mean?
Our buddy of ours, Cortez, keeps talking about going hunting. I don't know if he has what it takes to kill. I think he can shoot the deer, right? I don't think he can dress it.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Yeah, that could be a little. I could see that.
Do you
That's
like
a
bite
little-
the heart?
No.
Have you bite the heart?
Drink the
I've
blood?
eaten the heart, but never like right out of the deer.
Out
you
of
know?
blood.
You drink the blood?
First year.
Bite
I
the
don't
liver?
typically drink the blood.
He said, no, I fucked it though.
Yeah, right.
I sell these artisan pocket pussies made of deer.
Right.
Etsy store.
You can find them on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
I know what I have.
That's right.
I want to take Cortez hunting with you and film it.
Yeah.
That'd be-
It
that's-
sounds like it would go horribly.
That's another bucket
but
list thing of
horribly
mine.
well.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, I've found in the world of social media, things that go horribly are usually pretty good for content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I say I have success by failure. Success through many failures.
Oh
you know?
yeah, that's the best kind of failure.
People
though.
like to
When
watch
everyone's
you
watching
win
and laughing.
online, but people love to watch you fail.
Right.
Do you get
I'm
the
telling
haters
you.
that comment on everything and
Oh,
correct?
yeah.
Like I like when they correct the verbiage.
Yeah, dude, I don't give a rat's ass about verbiage. To be honest with you, I ain't got time for all that. But yeah, I mean, if you're in it long enough, you'll kind of learn that, like, dude, haters are a necessary part of the online ecosystem. You know what I mean? They
love
make
them.
things go forward. You know what I mean? They create,
They create more comments on your stuff.
I
than
comment
replies.
Exactly.
I comment more on the hate
yeah.
than the love.
I don't comment at all on the hate, actually.
No, I love it.
Me either. No,
I don't
love
even.
it.
To be honest with you, I don't read. I don't read many comments. I read some comments, like I'll skim them. You know what I mean? But especially if it's hate, dude. You know, there.
Should've told me that.
You just
I'm
open
gonna
the
go
can of
now.
worms.
I'm
and
just
I'm
saying.
gonna comment on things.
Yeah, right.
Did you read this?
Yeah, right.
don't
You're gonna
ignore
be
me.
screenshotting them and
We should
sending
have
them to
open
me.
conversations on his
On his
post.
platform.
Yeah, right.
Hey, John,
Fine
you have
with
any
me,
crabs for
dude.
dinner?
Right.
I love the hate though. I go on there and I'll see someone talking shit. Mm-hmm. Like I really appreciate you taking time from your day to comment on my life. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like question mark. And I'm like, fuck your own face.
Dude,
This
you know
is
what
a
I
Russian
say is
bot.
like, haters. No hater watches something just once. You know what I'm saying? They're sitting there mad, watching it over and over and over, and commenting, going back, and dude, that's a fan, man. That's like the
You
biggest
don't hate
kind
me,
of fan.
you love me.
Exactly.
Now, if we can get a comment more
Hate us
positive,
because you hate us because you ain't us.
that's
Yeah.
it.
I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of times, if you're getting enough comments, people that comment hating, you'll have enough people that'll just, you don't have to
Destroy 'em.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to
Yeah.
go in after, representing yourself anymore. It's kind of nice, You just got
do like
people.
those too.
They just take care of that for you.
comment
Because
what he
they
said.
for every guy that loves to hate, there's a guy that's a fan that loves to like just.
He'll go to bat for you.
Yeah, exactly. Loves to kill haters in the comments. You know what I mean?
They have
So-
free time. Why not?
Right, exactly.
Because if you posted, I need as many as you can at this address right now, in the parking lot, a lot of people probably show up.
Yeah, dude, you got to be careful with that stuff
had a
online.
guy-
Well, yeah.
We had a
gotta
guy
be
come on
careful.
that did that, and I think he had like 6 people.
Yeah.
What was the situation?
We had a guy come on. He has a very large social media following.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, hey, we're doing a meet and greet. We're going to be here at this location this time.
Right.
And I was working, so I got there late. And I was expecting to roll into this parking lot and I have to fight for parking.
Uh-huh.
I got on, I was like, huh. There's not a single car here.
There was 6 people there, but only 2 were actually people coming from it. The rest were my friends that were there for the bar.
I was
already.
expecting like a huge...
How many followers does this guy have?
A lot. Well,
What
let's dive
platform is
into
he on?
What is a lot? So I think, let's call it 300,000 on one, $1 million on another one. Like,
Well, apparently in Instagram world, if you have more than 15,000 followers, you're in the top 1%.
Interesting.
what does that mean? How many
You're
followers
a
you got on
special
Instagram?
asshole.
How many you got on Instagram?
Oh, I don't know. 259,000
So you're a top
maybe?
1% asshole.
260,000, something like that.
Damn,
Yeah,
for
something
you.
like. Thank you. Something like that.
it's a lot.
Yeah, I think
You
like,
should ask each of them for $1. buy a
I've
boat.
thought about that before, but I'm not gonna do all. I'm not asking for anybody for
$1.
money.
$1.
Dude, I was thinking, I was like, literally, if you added it up, all of my platforms, and say you have, well, even if it was just TikTok, dude. If
Are
everybody
you rolling
gave
in
you
the followers on other platforms, what do you got on TikTok?
1.6 million.
How'd that feel getting to over 1 million or something?
A million was pretty cool, man. A million was cool because it was kind of surreal. You know what I mean? It was like, whoa, like this is something that I've kind of accidentally, like, I sort of I was intentional about starting the whole thing, but like I never meant it to get this far, and then to see it like click over to 1 million, I was like,
Your girlfriend's
Damn.
like, we're doing this tonight. No, we're not. I have 1 million followers.
Right.
You'll tell me what to do.
it was pretty wild.
Does your significant other tell you you're not shit? Because mine does.
Well, she keeps me humble. In
you
certain
said it
ways.
real nice.
But
Mine
you
tells me
need
you're not
it.
shit.
You need that. You know what I
course.
mean? It's a healthy, but
Good.
Yeah,
right.
Are you on YouTube also?
yeah. I just started YouTube about 8 months ago.
What do you got?
Holy
there.
shit.
Like I think 370 some thousand,
I hate you.
377,000.
Subscribers on YouTube?
Yeah, yep.
We started
Yep.
8 months ago?
Holy
Yep.
shit.
It hasn't quite been a year.
We started this less than a year ago. And I said out
Back
loud,
in May.
I was like, hey, it would be real, because I was looking at other growth or organic growth of other podcasts and how they did.
Yeah.
Comparing to where we were. And I thought, 1,000 subscribers within the first year, I think, is a good, goal to reach.
Yeah.
And then we hit 6,000. And then you're over here like, I started last week and I have 308,000. Just burst my entire bubble. Thank you.
Hey, man, everybody's got a different way of doing it. You know what I mean?
I'm going to pick your brain how you're doing.
I think Facebook's like 380.
No, I keep my Facebook
like
for
that.
family and friends.
Well, I have that one too. I have a personal page.
You got a bat page?
Yes.
Oh, you're fancy. You're like a drug dealer.
Well, I have a one page that's me, and then I have another page that it's like
an
Viking
alias.
Point Seafood, FB Southern Girl, or whatever, that I was my page I started to sell all my crabs, which is I do still use to sell my crabs.
Wait, so you say you can sell crabs on Facebook?
Well, I mean, yeah, I have a business page. I sell all the crabs I catch. I don't sell to middlemen anymore. I sell all directly to the customer.
So you're right to consumer.
Yeah. Yep.
And so what do you freeze dry? How does that work for California? Live.
Mm-hmm. But if you want to get them
Shipping costs
shipped,
must be crazy.
I don't really. If I do ship them, I only ship probably like 5% of the crabs.
You don't have like a big international market?
You're not crushing
No,
it.
there's a lot of Asian countries. They buy.
I would,
they
but
buy
I don't.
up
I
huge.
don't have the infrastructure. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, you need more pots.
I'm
You
a
need more
dude.
boats,
I'm a crab fisherman that
So
sells.
let's do this, right?
I'll get you an Asian investor.
Right.
Because they're plentiful for the plucking.
Right.
You get on the platforms, right? You do a
Right.
one-day flash sale.
Uh-huh.
You say, hey, listen, if you like my content, you like what I'm doing here, just $1. $1 will keep me off the pipe.
Right,
You know?
right.
And then you take your butt on the boat.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then auction off yours.
Or do
Yeah.
buy these crabs, but I'm gonna donate the crabs you buy to like homeless shelters and let them enjoy
The
some.
homeless community loves seafood.
yeah,
why
they
not?
do. They are big on seafood.
Yeah, that's why San Francisco is huge.
Right, right,
Seafood.
right.
They don't get to
love
have
bro.
it. They don't get to have it.
Yeah.
So go to some orphanages, things like that.
Yeah, kids also love huge seafood fans.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't think you should hire them for your marketing.
Speaking of marketing,
We're hemorrhaging money.
so you do all your own social media, all of it, all posting, editing, everything.
Yep.
How do you find the
Wow.
time?
I don't have the time.
It's
not healthy.
How does your relationship handle that? Because mine, like I walk in the house
Uh-huh.
and I'm at the post. You need certain times, algorithms, all the other bullshit, and it just
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I married her, so
you're
she
married?
agreed to marry me. so-
Congratulations.
yeah, like a month ago, a little over a
What?
month ago, September 30th.
Newlyweds.
September
Nice.
30th. Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So.
Congratulations.
So
But
give it
yeah,
a year
dude,
or two. We'll
she's
see.
super.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's
man.
real
I love her.
supportive.
She is, seriously, always has been. So, I mean, she understands. Like, this is what I've been. Dude, crabbing, no joke, is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's something that you and the people around you have to be okay with. You know what I mean? Like, it is truly a lifestyle.
I saw you went to that boat thing to look at boats.
Yeah, like a boat show or something.
Yeah, boat show. And I thought to myself, like, I hate the water. Right? People go to like the beach for vacation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it smells like work. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I had to go like in the mountains.
Right.
And I saw you there. I'm like, this kid can't get enough of fucking water.
Yeah, I mean, I do love being on the water. I'll go fishing and whatever. I love hanging
What's your
out on
favorite thing to
boats,
fish
but-
for?
Plus, it's Chesapeake Bay too. So
Yeah.
Wasn't there a flesh-eating bacteria there for a while?
There's still
a lot of
Oh, it's still there. Still there.
It's there.
Yeah. Did you not swim there?
Sometimes I have to, but yeah, I mean,
What do you mean you
screw
have
it.
to?
Well, if you run something over, you got to get under the boat, cut it out of the wheel. You know what I mean? You know how it is.
Yeah,
Stuff
you
like
usually
that.
call
down
me
there
for
with a
that.
knife in his mouth.
Right. I have done that.
You know,
but-
I find the best thing to cut things out of the wheel.
What's up?
It's a dollar store bread knife.
Really? Yeah, the serrated, little
They're the
serrated
best
ones.
That
Yep.
and just a saw blade with duct tape on it, like prison style.
Yeah,
I
I found the like a short, like Grundon's makes these short little knives or serrated knives, and
They're
those
the
are
red handle.
Yeah.
And then now they have the offer with the orange floating on it.
I don't know about that. These ones are just black and red handle. You know what I mean? They're pretty cheap and crappy.
When we're done,
but
I got
they
one
work
next time
well.
to show you, see if that's what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, definitely.
So
Those
you
work
do your
pretty
own
well.
diving.
I do my own dive.
Do you have like a hookah setup, scuba? What do you do?
Hold your breath.
My man.
Wow.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
man.
yeah.
This kid's like a fucking
I hate it though, dude. I hate
man's man.
Yeah,
I hate having to get under the water because
Well, that's my bread and butter.
I absolutely hate it. When I was starting out crabbing, I used to have this another boat, an old boat that I started out and named the Widow. We call it the Widow Maker, but
That
when
doesn't
I
sound promising.
No, it was a horrible boat. But when I was getting into it, dude,
Maybe your fans are correct.
Yeah, right.
It's a piece of shit boat.
right. I had no idea what I was doing crabbing, so I kept running over all my own crab pots. Like I would I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to watch other guys around that were
And they
crabbing.
left that part out.
Well, I didn't, so I was crabbing out of an inboard boat. They were crabbing out of an outboard boat. So I would see these guys go up and hook a float, and then they would do a circle around the float while the winder pulls it up. Well, I didn't know that you can't do that in an inboard boat. There's a whole different way to fish that kind of pot. So I kept going and hooking the float, and then I would put the boat into a circle, and the tide would catch it, and you'd run it over.
I've seen this done 100 times. Why isn't it working?
So I was just, it was terrible. But I worked by myself, because I didn't have any help. I didn't nothing.
So do you have employees now?
I do
per se?
now, yeah. But I mean, I would run over gear all the time, and I'd have to get under the boat and cut it out because it was like literally you can't do anything. So
you're dead in the water.
Yeah, so
And that feels great being in the water by yourself.
So
Well,
it was-
wait, hold on. You were operating the boat, running the boat, setting your crab pots, all by yourself.
Yeah. When you start, that's what you got to do. You
don't
don't have any money.
You don't have like an unemployed friend?
I mean, I've just always kind of been like a do-it-yourself.
I hate
guy,
everyone.
You know what I mean? No, it's just kind of like a, I don't know. If somebody can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you got to learn how to one-man stuff, dude. You can't count on people. You know what I mean?
I
like,
100% believe that.
I'd rather, and I'm very fortunate to have a lot of good friends and family that have given me a lot of help in a lot of ways throughout the years. But, when you're getting started, it's just you. You know what I mean?
Take on the
Anyway,
chin.
I would run over shit and I'd get under the boat. And one time it was real rough, and I was under there, and I'm trying to hold on to the prop shaft and cut this crap out.
And no protection on the head.
See, that's where I'm going. One time I didn't know, dude. I didn't have I had no.
But now
I knew
you know.
nothing.
You
Dude,
learn by failure.
That choker came down, cracked me on the head so hard it hurt me bad, and I was by myself, and I was seeing stars underwater, and so to
And
be
stars
honest,
don't belong underwater.
No, they don't.
Yeah, I'm going to know that.
Fart shouldn't be lumpy, right?
Yeah.
But dude,
Oh, God. I'm using that when I go home.
oh man, yeah. So now I get kind of I get panicky. I can't hold. I'd still do it because it's like you got to, dude.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I mean,
You can put on a helmet.
yeah. Well, but I mean, I still have to get under and cut the stuff out. I'm just a little more careful about it now. But
Why don't you just get a scuba setup or a hookah?
what the hell am I gonna do with all of that? I
not
just
hold
swim
your
under
breath.
the damn boat and cut it out of there.
It's more
you know what I
efficient.
mean?
More efficient.
Scuba setup? I'm
Are
not
you
gonna
Are you at least wearing goggles?
No, you can't see anything anyway,
Yeah,
dude. There's literally no
There's
viz.
flesh-eating bacteria.
That's
Yeah.
true, too.
Yeah.
So usually what happens is I just hit something, and then I set the situation, and then
I say, fuck.
yep, I say, God damn it, and I jump overboard. Well, my crew's probably all playing
Do
on their
you yell
phone.
cannonball first?
Yeah,
You
off
have
the
to.
roof. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
You got
And
to
then
yell Cannibal or Lieutenant Dan and jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah, swim under there and try to cut it out, and it sucks. It,
Yeah, it
it
does.
sucks big time.
I
It's my
love it.
least favorite thing to do.
I make a good extra beer money with that.
I bet you do.
Yeah, people in New York Harbor?
I used to have a buddy of mine, that would come down and do it for a 30 rack of Twisted Teas.
30 rack of twist. That's not
Wow.
cheap.
I know, dude.
Twisted
That's
Teas
what
aren't
kind of.
cheap.
I was like, damn, it's like
You can't drink natty
$35.
ice. You fucking.
Yeah, it's like
bottles,
$35,
not
$40,
cans.
man. It's expensive for
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Twisted Tea. But hey, you gotta keep the locals hydrated.
Yeah,
you know what
do.
I'm
It's very
saying?
important.
Yep.
I hate to get off the topic of fishing because I love the crab content, but I do have to ask you, what is your worst bathroom story brought to you by Dude Wipes?
I would say
Now, the rules for the story,
Okay.
it could be your personal experience, okay? It could have been something you witnessed. And I know you've been on the road and taken road trips. You've must spent some crazy truck stops with holes in the stalls. Or something someone told you. The story someone
the
shared.
glorious of holes.
The glories of holes.
I mean, I would just say in general, a messy situation could be crabbing. On the boat, there's no bathroom, man.
You have a bucket.
You have a bucket, and usually you just sit on the roof and do your business. It's a nice breeze.
So you're on the roof.
It's actually refreshing.
You're hanging
sometimes.
off.
Well, the roof of the boat, like we use a whole work platform, you know what I mean? We stack gear up there and everything. So it's, it's like us sitting on a porch with a nice water view
Now, do
all
you
around.
shit in a bucket up there?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
People don't really talk about or teach you about shitting in buckets.
Yeah.
You had to put water in it first.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's
Yeah.
a
That's a party foul. It's a party foul.
Rookie mistake. Ain't no
Party
crabber.
foul.
Yeah,
Party foul.
absolutely. Definitely.
I've seen it.
So I would just say that in general, there's various.
Would a dude wipe
experience.
help you?
A
in that
dude wipe
experience?
would help actually, because usually we're in one of those situations where there's nothing to use for toilet paper. typically, or there was toilet paper or whatever, and
It got wet, it's itchy
yeah,
now.
exactly. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, something like that would probably actually be
Dude
quite
wipes.
helpful.
Let's talk to my man here. I think he could definitely open up a whole new realm for you.
I
The
actually
pre-wrap
saw
ones.
with Dude Wipes. I apologize to Dude Wipes ahead of time. I think I had seen a comment. Somebody had like tagged them in one of my posts or something, and at some time a while ago, and they were like, "Yeah, we reached out. You know, he doesn't get back to whatever." So they may have reached out to me before.
But you don't read your comments.
Well,
Yeah.
but dude, I'm doing a lot. I'm working like basically 3 jobs. So like, I'm sorry. It's nothing personal. I'm just like, especially in the summer, super busy. I don't get a lot of time to open like business
But I
emails,
tell you
all
what,
that
in the
kind of
summertime,
stuff.
your asshole will thank you.
Yeah, you're probably
So-
right. You're probably right. So I apologize, Dude Wipes. If I didn't get back, it sounded like you were a little upset in the comments.
A little-
it was
a
not on
little salty.
purpose. It
A little
was not on
salty.
purpose.
I did notice he's rocking our boy, our Brunt boys.
Brunt. Have you dealt with Brunt?
Oh yeah. They're cool, man.
Great
They
guys.
just sent
Have you
me,
talked to those
Great
guys?
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did their podcast last week or the week before.
Oh, nice. We did with Jeremy?
Oh.
I think so. I can't remember his name, to be honest with you. Terrible names. But yeah, they sent me these a long time ago, man. That's like the OG. Like if Brunt is reaching out to you and sending you something, you're
Yeah.
like
You're an influencer.
Well, you're getting started. That's like everybody's like the blue collar first.
Yeah.
Like
They gave me my promo code,
yeah, right. Yep.
and a couple of my friends called me, and they're like, I'll use your promo code.
Uh-huh.
I was like, great. And they're like, don't you think it's awesome? I'm like, yeah, I said it was great.
Right.
What the fuck?
You wanna come
want me
over and
to
hang
pay
out?
for the
Yeah.
boots? What do you want from me?
Right.
Good for you.
Yep.
They say,
Well-
have you worn the work pants?
Dude, I have actually. Yeah, dude, the work pants. Not gonna lie, are awesome.
I
I
wore
wear
mine
those
for a week
jokers
straight.
all the time, dude. I wear it for weeks straight.
So
too,
I
dude.
wore them just to test them as a New York City dock builder. I want to see what they are not flame retardant.
Oh,
FYI.
yeah.
Don't weld in them.
I've welded in mine, but I have not.
Did you weld overhead?
I did not weld overhead, dude.
Rain on
Oh
you.
my god, I had a nasty. I learned a stupid lesson the other day.
I feel like you learn a lot of those.
I do.
bud.
I do. But I was stick welding as something, and I was wearing my Brunt pants, but they were tucked into my boots. You know, I had
Oh.
like boots outside of it because they're more comfortable when I'm just running it around. You know, whatever. And
I'm not going to say I agree with that, but all right.
well, they were like, you know, the slip-on boots. They're like up
I
to,
gotcha.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just easier instead of pulling them down over. Well, usually when I weld, I put them down over top. Well, I didn't, and a red hot piece of slag fell right down in there, burned right through the pants, right through the sock, and cooked.
Barbecued
like,
you.
Dude, it cooked like a dime-sized piece of my foot, bro. I still
had
got the
that.
scab on there.
Dude, it embeds.
And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
I
Dude.
was
You just have
welding-
to sit there and like hear it sizzling your ass
yeah,
away.
you're,
Like,
just you're in the suck, and it's just
dude.
getting worse.
And red hot piece of slag in the ear, dude. I
That's-
welded pipe in DC one winter as a winter gig, bro.
I was
Dude, they're like, oh, he's little.
you can fit
Like,
there. It's
yeah.
always that guy. You
Yeah,
can fit in
exactly.
that. Hey, you
It's like-
claustrophobic?
Right.
No reason why I'm asking.
Yeah,
You claustrophobic?
have him do those tacks under that,
can fit.
whatever.
I was doing a chassis, and I was under it on a stool. I just started dating this girl, like a couple days before that. And one of my gimmicks when I was younger was I don't put out in the first date.
Right.
That you take control back. You know what I'm saying? And I was welding, and it fell, and it landed right on top the pube line. So long story short, she was things were getting hot and heavy, and she's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Well, I can assure
Herpes.
you, it's not herpes."
Right.
And then trying to explain that it's a slag burn.
A freak schmelting accident.
Yeah,
Right,
she's
right.
like, "What's slag?" And now I'm talking about welding, and
Right.
whole thing's ruined.
Nice.
That's
Right
my story.
overhead. Well,
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, if you're bad with names, you can call me Bushel John.
right.
Saving in your phone is Bushel John.
Don't forget me. But
What are your handles? We're
Yeah.
ending this, wrapping it up. How can people find you?
Man, it's a little convoluted just because, like I said, I got into social media, and I didn't really realize things should be so streamlined or whatever.
keep the same name for everything.
It's a long name, isn't it?
So at this point, if you just Google my name or look it up on any platform, Luke Mcfadden,
McFadden, okay.
it'll come up. And I think I'm verified on every platform at this point. So like, because there's a lot of fakes out there.
Let me ask you
Tons
a
of
question about the blue check mark. Okay. You got yours, I imagine, before the whole buying your check mark thing.
Oh yeah, I got mine fair and square.
How did you feel after you could buy it?
You know, I am not gonna lie. I felt a little cheated because I was like, dude, like, you know, and I'm not one of those guys, but it's just you got to have these little kind of things in your
Little
brain
victories.
to work towards,
Yeah.
especially with like online, you know, whatever. So I was like, you know what? All right, cool. Like if you can get, you know, like get verified, you know, whatever. Like, you know, it's just better. You know, it's just another little step.
it's
It's
an
just
achievement.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's sort of an achievement
looks cool, too.
in that space. You know what I mean?
I got mine. I was denied 3 times.
It was March, and then April 1st it was.
I got mine the end of March.
Yep.
After
On
certain-
Instagram?
Instagram. So
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
people started following me back who had like,
Yeah.
I call it street cred.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So I got some big names following me back
Yep,
and
yep.
engaging with me.
And
I
then
got
after
it.
you could buy it,
I
it
got
was
it, and then like about 14, 18 days later,
dude.
you could
Yep.
buy it.
But I did notice that not
I
many people
ranted
buy it.
for like a month
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah.
house about it.
Yep.
What is bullshit?
I know. My wife had to hear about it too. I got mine last November, I guess, on Instagram, and I had been denied one other time, I think. But I was like so pumped. And dude, same thing, dude. It was so good for networking in that time. Like I got so many people that were, you know, all you had to do was drop a comment on anybody's stuff, dude. You were getting a follow back, and if it was a company, any company, you dropped a comment, dude. They were DMing you, what do you want, you know, whatever.
Now,
not
everyone
that I
has
was trying to like exploit that, but I just found that,
it's
you know what I
okay.
mean?
No one said you
Well,
were.
I'm just saying, like.
Hey, Brunt, my man needs new boots.
Yeah, right. They actually just sent me a
I'm
pair
looking at
last
them right now.
night.
They
They
need
just
new
sent me a brand new pair of these last night. But yeah, dude, it was super sick. Like, you know, you could totally use that. And then it was great for brand deals, too, on Instagram. I was getting into some brand deals. And, you know, if you're verified, you know, whatever, like, they can...
Now it means fuck off.
Now it's almost cooler to be unverified and have a lot of followers,
and if you
dude.
got yours, right, if you got your verification the old-fashioned way.
Right.
You can't take that away.
Oh, really?
You can't lose the check.
I haven't tried to lose it.
You can,
but-
I bet you go on some fucking long rant.
Change your name.
Right.
No, if you paid for it and you do anything, you lose it. If you got it regular, you can change your picture, whatever the fuck you want.
Nah, you can't change your name.
Yeah, you can't change your
Can't change your
handle.
name.
You can't do any of that kind of stuff, which is whatever. But now I'm like, damn, it's like the same thing. It's like it's almost because now it's like, dude, a lot of these people are
Everyone has
buying
it.
it and whatever to try to.
necessary evils out there.
Yeah, it is
Bullshit.
what it is.
Instagram,
Well, look-
call me, we'll talk.
Yeah,
We
TikTok.
appreciate-
I got it on
yeah.
TikTok for free. You know, I mean, you know, with fair and square.
Can
That,
you buy it
can't-
on TikTok?
No, hell, you can't buy it on TikTok. TikTok was actually the hardest one to get it on, man.
You have a
Is
million
your name on
followers.
famous birthdays?
I'm not famous.
Well, if you got a blue check, I mean, you know, you're
I mean,
public
I'm
figure.
Instagram, that's about it.
Right, well, hey.
That's all my clout, Instagram.
Right.
Everyone else can get fucked.
Yeah.
That's right. Famous at my family reunion.
Yeah, my
That's
mom's
about
still the
it.
best.
Yeah.
I always say, people are like, oh, how's it being famous? I'm like, dude, you got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure your mortgage is paid. You
You're
ain't
not famous.
You ain't that famous. You know what I mean?
Though when I'm feeling kind of like down and out about myself, like I'm just sad, I go to Home Depot. And people are like, oh, dirty water Dawn.
Right.
Only at Home Depot.
Right.
Nowhere else.
That's hilarious.
Home Depot.
Yeah, that's your demographic,
Yeah,
dude.
so I walk around Home Depot, I mill around the lumber aisle a little bit, and someone's like, oh, I love your shit. I'm like, I can go home now.
Right.
I've been publicly cited.
Well, you pseudo celebrities in here, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you for coming down up here. You're from Maryland,
Yeah.
and hopefully we get to come down there and hang out with you soon.
Yeah, man.
let us know. We'll come do the
appreciate
boat
you guys
cleaning.
having
We'll
me
have a good
on.
time.
Sounds good, dude. Let's do it.
We do expect some crab, though.
Yeah.
Let's get that
I
out of the way.
expect my boat clean.
I'll clean the fuck out of it.
Beautiful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Second you next time.
Thank you.